Disclaimer! Crossing the Line is not a show intended to bully or harass anyone. Do not go out of your way to find or mess with the authors featured on our podcast. They make what we do possible, and we love them. And you. Thanks. Enjoy.
It's hard to choose. There's so many good ones this time. I can't believe there were like 1,000 stories for this topic. That is so many.
When the big reveal happened, like, this friggin' show, like, really went through the roof in, like, fanfiction territory, in fandom territory, I mean.
Yeah, I could see that in, like, some of the stories. A lot of them are good, a lot of them are really long.
Yeah. Makes sense.
They're as long as the show itself.
Yeah. Each and every one of them.
Some people just have that much free time on their hands.
Alright. Yeah, I've got a couple good ones already, so I guess I'm ready. I have a question for Steven to kick us off.
Let's see. You're gonna have to give me just a moment. Unfortunately, friggin' I didn't think to look for mine while we were watching One Piece, but I had to read.
You didn't think to look for one for the entire week? We had thought of it ahead of
Well,
time.
it was kind of ambiguous for a little while.
I know, I'm sorry. Let's see here.
Okay, while that happens, I want to know, do you guys remember some of the very first times when you started to feel horny?
Yes.
I don't remember that, but I remember the first time I was shown porn.
Was it as cool as the story Steven's about to tell?
I don't know. He's got to find a story.
My story's not very cool.
Well, good news, you got a low bar to beat.
Okay. Well, I have an interesting story, but I don't think it's appropriate. So, as in, it's not relevant. But the first time I saw was, I don't know. I'm pretty sure at least. So, like, you know how some families used to have, like, a computer, like, for the whole house?
Yeah.
In the living room.
The living room, or, like, the parents' bedroom.
Ooh.
Sometimes. Yeah. So, my friend, his parents had their computer and the chair and everything in the bedroom. Anyways, he had us over. He had, like, me and one other friend over. And the friend was a year or two older than us. He had, like, the...
How old were you?
10, I'm going to say.
Elementary school. Got it.
Right. Our friend was a year or two older than us. He was a middle schooler. He had, like, Sports Illustrated posters on his wall. And he knew it was up. So he was at the family computer. And we were, like, talking in the living room or kitchen or something. And he's like, hey, guys, get in here. And we come in. And he's like, watch what happens when you Google boobs.
Whoa. Watch this.
What do you think?
And I vividly remember the image. It was like a pinup girl poster from like the Navy, I think. And
they don't do that in the Navy.
What do you mean?
They're not allowed to be naked in the Navy.
I mean,
like had a Navy
it was like
uniform.
You know how they used to like paint girls on the sides of tanks and things like that?
Yeah.
So it was like a painted image or like a mock-up of one because it wasn't actually on a vehicle, but it was a painting
I see.
Like 4 girls on a rocket, and they were topless.
Yeah, sort of like the whole Nuka-Cola girl kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like that. And I was like, whoa. And he's like, yeah, I just Googled this. Can you believe it? And I was like, wow.
I didn't catch that it was a painting and not a real woman.
I found my thing.
So I guess you could say my first experience was hentai.
Nice.
There we go. Old school. Old school Western hentai.
To draw with my hands.
Finger painting.
Steven?
Let's see here. The first time I remember, I was like 11, and my... Oh yeah, there we go.
Compared to Elias's hot 10.
Like I said, I don't think I was horny at the time. I was just like fascinated by the concept.
I feel you. Let's see. Yeah, my dad took me to Blockbuster, and I always wanted to rent horror movies, but most of them they're rated R, so I wasn't allowed. But my dad took me this one time, and I wanted to fucking watch the Jack Frost horror movies, because at the time I was like, oh, it's a fucking snowman killer movie, hell yeah.
And your dad was cool.
He was like... I watched the second one first. That's the funny thing. Like, I saw the second one first.
I only think of the like Jack Frost that isn't a horror movie but is scary.
Yeah, it's actually like the friggin' cover art they do for the movies is actually decent. Like, they have a holograph effect where he transforms from, like, a snowman to, like, this weird skull thing.
Yeah.
It's actually good. But, the movies themselves are actually super campy and funny. It has a cult following, which I totally understand. It's really funny. But regardless, I rented the second one. My dad was like, whatever, we'll just take it. Just don't tell your mom. I was like, oh, hell yeah. I popped the VHS in, and in the beginning, Jack Frost is resurrected from the antifreeze he was melted with in the first movie, because they, like, melt him with antifreeze.
That's a good joke.
Yeah.
Antifreeze.
Yeah. So here's the funny thing, and why we need to watch these movies at some point together. So in the first movie, Jack Frost's only weakness is antifreeze, and
Only.
how they discover that is fucking hilarious.
Did they hit him with a car?
No. What happens is, so the main protagonist is this cop who's, like, going after Jack. Jack was originally a serial killer, but then he gets melted with science acid and melts into the snow, and then he becomes a snowman. But regardless, he has a son, and at some point the son made him lunch, and he, like, took the lunch as a last resort and smeared it in Jack Frost's face, and it melted him. He's like, what'd you put in my lunch? He's like, well, I was afraid you'd get cold, so I put antifreeze in your sandwich.
Fuck.
And that's so funny looking back, and how he could have died.
That was the worst way to do that. It's like the most shoehorned thing I've ever heard.
That is awful.
That's the kind of comedy in this, like, series.
How'd that make you horny?
I'm getting to it, damn it. Nonetheless. So, anyway, so he's resurrected because he got melted in antifreeze, and they buried a fucking jug of antifreeze in a shallow grave where he'd never get resurfaced.
But then they used anti-antifreeze.
Through some...
freeze.
They just froze it. But the...
Frozone.
But regardless, he gets fucking resurrected or whatever, and then he goes into the ocean as water to try and find the guy, the friggin' detective who killed him, and he shows up at a resort that they're on vacation at, and there's a friggin' supermodel doing a photo shoot. He's like, I'm hot, and then he's like, oh, you're hot, huh? And then Jack Frost transforms into a thing of ice cubes, and she fucking rubs her tits with the friggin' ice cubes, and I was like, oh shit.
It all came full ice cube.
And then she, like, ate one of them and it hurt him. He's like, oh, you're dead. And he fucking blew her up from the inside.
He turned into Ice Cube.
He starts crunching on the ice and he's like, oh, I hate that.
And then he said, are we there yet?
Oh, God.
That's a layered joke if I ever heard one.
I'm positive Ice Cube would do a Jack Frost 3 if they asked him.
I'm positive Ice Cube would rub his face in some girl's titties if they asked him.
Oh, God.
He's a family man, though. God rest his soul.
God rest his soul.
Okay, now it's your
Is
turn.
he gone?
No.
Oh, okay.
Good job.
Thank you.
Alright.
You don't want to go?
Hmm?
You don't want to answer the question?
Oh, alright. I forgot what we were doing. Oh, puberty kind of just happened to me one day. Like, I don't remember changing it all, but I do remember when I was a child, I had a dream about an episode. I was watching an episode of Shaolin Showdown, and it had Kat Nappe in it.
Whoa.
And they did one of those things where she did, like, a scratch, and then you know how they have, like, a flash screen because they don't want to show actual violence?
Mm.
And then Omi had, like, a cat scratch drawn across his face, but he was, like, blushing, and he fell in love somehow. And somehow that reciprocated to me, and then I woke up and I didn't know what to think.
Whoa. That's psychological. I like that.
Yeah.
And I said, what does that mean? Why did that happen?
What is this?
And then I ate breakfast and got over it.
Oh, goodness.
Welcome to Crossing the Line, a fanfiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fanfiction for your listening pleasure. It's Gravity Falls, the theme song that goes...
You're just doing Rick and Morty.
Am I?
I want you to start
They're the same thing.
I want you to start following the podcast intro with us introducing ourselves, because I always feel like you're going to, and then you say something else.
Well, why don't you introduce yourself?
Okay, I'm V Vlogs, or Virgil Vlogs,
I'm Blue Breed.
I'm G Pool.
and you can now watch me on Twitch streaming Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays.
Hell yeah.
And you can catch Blue Breed on Twitter drawing hentai, and you can catch G Pool drawing art on Twitter also, but not hentai.
Yosh.
Thanks.
You need to get your own brand of like cereal or something so I can plug you.
I wanna draw a box of G-Pool O's. The O's.
G-Poles.
I would say
G-Pools.
that the cereal market is extremely underexploited as far as like up and comers. It's still the same shit. It's been that way for years.
And even when there is a corporate brand, it's just the same cereal.
Yeah, so I mean, where's the indie third wave cereal brands making money with their $6 boxes of cereal? That could be you.
I guess to be fair, there's like been a friggin' we did recently go through a massive wave of just anything and everything getting a cereal.
Yeah, that's true.
There was Shrek cereal. There was Frozen 2 cereal.
I saw SpongeBob cereal at Publix the other day.
Yeah, but I mean, like,
Just like new, different, like not Kellogg's, not
Right,
the
right.
other brands.
and not Funko O's or whatever.
Funkos.
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 Exactly.
What would my cereal be?
Let's see here.
Could be anything. Honestly, I'm so sick of this shit. I could deal with anything. I don't want Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I don't want anything that exists already. Not that those aren't good. There's just there's room.
It's okay. The only cereal I'll ever bring to your place is Crave, and I'll eat it dry by the handful.
You keep talking about Crave.
I like Crave.
You've brought it up on multiple podcasts.
I know. Letlet's see here.
You don't even eat breakfast.
Are you
cereal
sponsored
is
by
Crave.
Crave? How much are we getting paid for an episode?
You guys should buy some Crave. Hey George, your cereal's Crave, right?
No.
All you have to do is publicly say I love Crave, and I'll give you 15% off.
Send me a free box every month.
I'll give you one of those little cutout school stamp 5-cent coupons.
Box tops.
Yeah, I'll give you a box top, which you can send to the government to redeem for 5 cents.
For an Arthur book.
Yeah. Worth less than 5 cents.
For one of Blue Breed's doujinshis.
Whoa, shit.
Send in your Crave box tops now.
What
Hell yeah.
what brand would you want to include a small doujinshi prize in?
Oh god, I'd have to go to
Crave.
Japan. Crave.
Alright, you're right.
If the West ever became like less sensitive to that subject, I would love to have Crave Dojin.
Blue Breed's Crave with blueberries in it.
10 years from now, there would be so
Whoa.
many kids saying their first experience being horny was opening the Crave cereal box and getting a magazine.
Oh, true. That's actually a good point. Friggin' Crave, or I'd like do parodies of the cereal monsters.
Wow.
That'd be
You
funny.
can't get Count Chocula.
I can get Booberry. Boob is in the title.
You can draw Moody getting fucked by Cookie Crisp Wolf.
There
or
we
the
go.
dog.
It's true.
Make an alt.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah, Gravity Falls. This was all very supernatural. Cookie Crisp Wolf fuck.
Hey, Seuss, buy me some of that new Moody cereal. The one with the one getting fucked.
Moody Crisp.
I'll
I
claim
am
as the
interested.
Lions.
Do an animatic of Moody eating a whole bowl of Reese's Puffs.
The entire bowl.
Do
If
an
you need some
animatic of
Foley,
Rudy.
you can just record somebody eating an entire bowl.
Do an animatic of Moody eating a can of baked beans.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Did you see Kellogg's came out with a blue waffle?
I thought you were gonna say, did you see Kellogg's come out with baked beans?
A blue waffle.
They did a mermaid waffle and it's blue, so now people are going to be Googling blue waffle.
Oh my god.
After all these years.
Someone at Kellogg's made the ultimate joke.
The ultimate middle school joke.
Someone at Kellogg's like, what do you think?
They're like, is anybody else doing blue waffles? And they look it up and say, oh no.
What have we done?
Somebody had to have Googled that with that exact thought. Has anybody else done this? Like,
That or just like,
Mm.
let's check out,
How it's
you know,
done.
social media is a big thing. Let's see if anyone's looking up blue waffle.
yeah.
What's the best cereal joke we could possibly make, huh?
There's nothing funny about cereal.
All I'm saying is people eat a lot of it, and there's room in the market.
I don't know.
Moving on.
The cinnamon's pretty funny.
I don't
Yeah,
have
remember?
any experience with Gravity Falls, so you two have to talk about it.
Okay, you just watched the first and second episode.
Yeah, that's true.
I watched most of it. I think I was binging it, and then I think I don't think I ever finished it. I think I had like 1 or 2 episodes left, but I watched most of it in one sitting years ago, like right after it finished. So it's been a while. I'm rewatching some of it now, and I'm still in the early episodes, so the plot has really kicked in yet.
Mm.
But yeah, it's great. I don't know. I don't know that it's as great as I remember, but it's definitely got a lot of variety. I really like how they go to different environments and have a lot of different monsters, and there's a lot of like fun experimentation.
Oh yeah,
I think for its time, it was really interesting. Also,
for sure. Yeah, I caught it an early episode back in like 2010, so it was like right around the time it debuted, and it was really decent. I was surprised by it. It's sort of like Steven Universe, where I expected it to be garbage, but like this is actually just really decent. Like none of the comedy was like super crude or anything like that. It wasn't like law random, which is like what a lot of cartoons on networks were at the time.
Yeah, it was big Adventure Time era.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I think we're kind of getting back into that again, which is exciting. Like shows with plots and more effort put into them.
Very true. Let's see. But I liked it. I kept up with it for a good while, and then I finished it while I was in university, and I liked it overall. I wasn't super big on the ending personally, but like, it is what it is.
It definitely had it had a lot of buzz around it at the ending.
Oh yeah. But I liked it a lot. I liked the mystery. I liked the art direction. It had so much production put into it. Like the intro alone is like so gorgeous. But I like it. Grunkle Stan is great.
He's really funny.
He's fucking amazing. We need to show George some of the shorts because like those have like no plot relevance. They're just really funny. Seuss is my boy. Seuss is my favorite character. I love Seuss.
There's an episode of Amphibia where the whole plot is they go to an antique shop and it's just Frog Uncle Stan. And he's there for the whole episode.
Hell yeah. Oh god.
I want to watch Amphibia and Infinity Train, but I haven't watched any recent animations, and I need to.
Same. I'd also like to try out Infinity Train. I'd also like to try out Glitch Text, but like from what I've heard so far, season 2 has been
I've heard it was pretty good. I haven't watched it. I haven't watched a lot of modern cartoons. I'm working on it. I've watched OKKO. I've watched Rise of TMNT. I'm watching Amphibia currently.
There was just so much garbage in the, let's call it Sanji and Craig era.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of reason not to watch anything. And then now it's kind of, there's stuff to watch again.
Yeah, the past like 4 years, I'd say, have been really good for cartoons.
The 2010s was like super revolutionary when I really look back at it. Like Adventure Time in of itself was a great show, and like every friggin' other show was trying to capture what it was, but they had no idea because they were fucking incompetent and fucking network driven. But then like towards the end there, I'd say 2011 forward, no 2012 forward, like was when we were really getting pilots for like really good shit.
Yeah, I mean Steven Universe lasted like 8 years.
Oh yeah, that's a fucking insane.
7 years. When did Steven Universe start?
2013, so it would have been around there.
Yeah, because it just had the finale a couple months ago.
The future.
Now they're done forever.
We'll see. Steven Universe's future. I still want to see a fucking spin-off of Greg at the Temple. I really want to see something like that.
It would play out like a sitcom.
Exactly. It'd just really give him an excuse to be goofy.
Greg goes to Temple.
This is my fucking Jewish kipper. Jews wear it on their heads.
Who do you think would win in a fight, Greg Universe or Eric Abramov?
That's a hard one. Greg's old, so like he could throw out his back in the RNG pretty easily. But Eric Abramov can't walk, so
A pissed off video gamer.
Eric Abramov is like Control Freak from Teen Titans. What if Eric Abramov trapped you into his shitty game review?
That'd be really upsetting.
He has no production value. What is he gonna trap him in?
Movie maker.
Yeah, Steven's gonna be looking around on a 2D plane and he's gonna say, "Look at this graphic, it's a piece of fucking shit!" And you're gonna cry.
He'd scream into the mic so loud that it can't be heard because he's clipping it. And his eyes would go red and it'd be really terrifying.
Steven's like, why is there no sound in this world? And it's like, oh, there's sound. He's just clipping the mic. He's been clipping it for seconds now.
Doing his fucking review, recording the screen of his Nintendo DS.
Playing Contra 4, saying it's a piece of shit because it's hard.
You only get 4 continues. It is not very good.
It is not a good game. I don't like it as much as the older games.
Hey, Seuss, look at this fat Russian guy.
He's not Russian, he's Jewish.
That's the point.
He has a kippah.
And a towel.
He wants to eat Bayonetta's ass.
It's true. Her ass.
He said his cum is 100% kosher.
That's-
I'm gonna start reading now.
Okay, good.
Chapter 1, Leaving Gravity Falls. Mabel and Dipper were leaving Gravity Falls, possibly for good.
Oh no.
The summer had ended and their parents wanted them back home. So, with a final goodbye to everyone at the Mystery Shack, the Pines twins got aboard the Greyhound bus. And that's funny, they got a Greyhound. And sat down for a good long ride home to Crystal Cove, California. Do you think Mom and Dad missed us? Mabel asked her brother as their bus left the forests of Gravity Falls.
I don't think so, Mabel. Why would they have gotten rid of us in the first place?
Do you think they thought about us a lot? I don't know, Mabel, Dipper replied, pulling his hat down over his eyes. He wanted more than anything to forget that they were leaving. The Mystery Shack had become like his home away from home. He'd become close to Ford and Stan and to Wendy and Seuss.
We're already in spoiler territory.
What do you mean? I just said names.
Ford. Ford is like Endgame.
Yeah.
Okay. He's Thanos?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
Good.
When you think Ford, just think Thanos and his big old gauntlet.
And Thanos?
Seuss fades to dust.
Oh no! Oh, I don't feel so good. No, Seuss, you're gonna be okay! No!
Mabel reached over and pulled his hat up and peered into his eyes. She stared into them and gave him a goofy smile. Mabel, Dipper whined, pushing her head away and slumping against his seat. He didn't want to be here on the bus. He wanted to be in his room at the Mystery Shack, reading about the other creatures that lived in the forest. Come on, Dipper, lighten up, Mabel chirped. But we talked about this in the car. None of us are going to be able to do a Mabel impression, and it's going to stay that way.
Yeah,
I feel like we can do her. I can do her inflections. I feel like I can do all the characters' inflections.
like we can
That's
get...
a big game.
Yeah, like we can get her mannerisms, but like it's the tone, really. Because she has such a grating kind of like voice to her.
I don't think I'll be able to do the Grunkle Stan at all. Because his voice is so just like...
I'm gonna try my best. I love Grunkle Stan.
Mabel chirped, wrapping her arms around him and giving him a hug. It's not like we're leaving forever or anything. I know, he replied, wriggling out of her hug. But that doesn't mean I have to like it. Mabel refused to let up on her hug and squeezed him harder. After what seemed like an eternity to Dipper, he finally relented and hugged her back. Pulling back from their embrace, they both looked out Mabel's window and back at the little town of Gravity Falls. From this moment on, they would have to face the real world. No more fairy tale creatures, killer machines, or monsters. At least, not the mystical kind that could be found here. Back home in Crystal Cove, they would be facing their own kind of monsters. 9th grade bullies.
What's the point of this damn story if they're not in Gravity Falls anymore?
They're gonna get bullied.
It's gonna be the all grown-ups kids again.
That's the real gravity of the situation, getting bullied.
Dipper's gonna say, but my book says, and they're gonna punch him in the arm. Shut up, nerd.
So we went to high school to beat up kids. Oh.
Jeez, Steven, that's fucked up.
Oh, Stan, why do we have to come here to beat up kids?
Mr. Pines, why do we have to beat up the Pines?
This can't be profitable.
Shut up, that's my hobby.
Someone got a hit out on those 2 whippersnappers. Both Dipper and Mabel would be entering 9th grade because they had skipped 1st grade and gone straight to 2nd. Okay.
Doesn't make any well.
Being
okay.
I guess that's just to set up them being in high school, I guess.
Okay.
Character designs, I could not even see them as middle schoolers, though, so that's kind of...
You can't just say they're a year older.
Well, I don't know how old they're supposed to be. I assume they were, like, children. But apparently they're at least in middle school, and now they're going to high school because they skipped a year.
Let's see, I believe Dipper is 11. They're like in that age. They're like
okay, but you still don't go to high school until you're like 14.
Yeah, I believe they're preteens.
You like preteens, Steven?
No comment.
It's pretty fucked up of you.
Animated or real?
That doesn't matter.
They're both annoying. Thankfully they skipped 1st grade.
They skipped the worst of it.
They skipped pre. Now they're just teen.
They skipped arguably the only good grade.
The only good grade, the first one.
Did something good happen to you in 1st grade?
No, I actually don't remember it being that great. I remember getting put in timeout and I couldn't drink milk. It was upsetting.
Now that I think about it, I remember virtually nothing about 1st grade.
I just remember getting in trouble with my math teacher for some reason, and that's about it.
I think my school used to watch Sesame Street in the morning, like, as a class. That's about it.
I remember some girl told me we were going to get married, and I said, why?
I mean, that's a good question. Why?
And I remember making castles and like dungeons out of those like number bricks you got. You know how they'd have like there was like little cubes all stitched together. So you had like the 10, and it'd be like a pole, and then 100 you have a whole slate, and the 1,000 would be like a huge cube.
I think so.
I don't remember.
Well, I would make kick-ass houses out of them.
I remember I had a physical training regimen where I had to run up the slide on the playground. At the time, that was physically taxing.
Were you wearing leg weights?
I mean, I was overweight, so I may as well have been.
Rock Lee hadn't fought Gara yet, so he didn't know.
Put weights around his arms and Mulan swung them around the slide.
Yo, man.
Hey.
Gonna be a man. Like 1 foot tall.
1 foot tall?
That's how tall Dipper is.
Making Dipper run up a slide.
A hot metal slide.
To fight the Huns.
This is Kingdom Hearts.
Oh my god.
Anyway. Being 2 of the youngest freshmen wasn't going to be easy. With a sigh, Dipper turned back to face forward, pulling his hat back over his head and closing his eyes. If he tried to sleep now, maybe his trip would last longer. Mabel, seeing that Dipper really just needed to be alone, decided that she would look out her window and make a list of all the animals she saw. That should take her mind off going back home. and keep her occupied on the way back home. And I think this is a dream sequence because it's written in italicized font.
I hope this is a Madagascar series crossover.
Close your eyes and imagine a wispy fog over the footage.
Okay.
Dipper was running through the forest surrounding Gravity Falls. There was something chasing him, running after him, maybe even hunting him. Panting, Dipper tried to call for help, but nothing came out of his mouth. It was the stuff of nightmares, running from something and not being able to call for help. But it got worse. Wendy was standing ahead of him, with Mabel and two others, a dog and short-haired girl. They were calling out for someone, and they had flashlights shining around frantically. "Dipper! Shaggy!" they called out, their flashlight missing Dipper over and over again.
Oh no!
Pumping his legs faster, Dipper tried to get to them, but as he neared them, something tripped him, and he was sent sprawling onto the ground. His face hit the dirt, and he could taste the earthiness of the ground in his mouth. Pushing himself up, he turned to see what had tripped him. Through the moving flashlight beams, he saw a large humanoid wolf looming over him. Large fangs protruded from its mouth, and largely dilated black eyes stared down at him. The wolf thing growled and put a paw on his mouth, and it slowly started leaning down towards him.
What happened to Shaggy?
Don't worry about Shaggy. It's in a dream. It's not real.
I'm sure it's not that Shaggy.
So saith the italicized font. Let's see. The wolf thing growled and put a paw on his mouth. Then it slowly started leaning down towards him, its jaws slowly starting to form words. He couldn't hear what it was saying at first, but as it came closer, he could hear it better. "Beware the curse of the skinwalker," the wolf said, its eyes looking into Dipper's. Surprisingly, Dipper could see that the eyes were not the eyes of an animal, but those of a human. His eyes widened. Dipper tried to ask the wolf what it meant, but the paw was still covering his mouth. Then, suddenly, someone grabbed his shoulders and dragged him away from the wolf, and screamed in his ear, "Dipper!" "Ah!" Dipper yelped. We're out of the italicized font.
That was a good Dipper yell.
Yeah, it was.
Jumping as he came back to reality. Mabel's hands were firmly on his shoulders, and she was shaking him. Blinking, he turned to look at his sister, who was staring at him with large eyes. "Dipper," she said, pointing out her window. "We're almost home." "Really?" he asked, rubbing his eyes. Was that really just a dream? It had seemed so real, but it had to be a dream, because he didn't know how he got into that forest. Besides, he was here with Mabel, so that meant it had to be a dream. Maybe it was a product of the confrontation with Bill. "Yeah!" Mabel exclaimed, pointing out the window.
Yeah!
"You can see the beach from here," she trailed off, looking out the window.
Making a scene on this public transit.
It wouldn't be the first time. Stretching, Dipper glanced around the bus. There were a few other people here, but not many. Most of them were located in the back of the bus, staring at their phones or out the window. "How close are we?" Dipper asked, turning to look out the window with Mabel. She glanced back at him and shrugged. "I think we're almost there. I saw that little seafood place not too far back." "That's on the other side of the bus, Mabel," Dipper said. She smiled at him. Who said I stayed only one side?" With a groan, Dipper sat back in his seat. What did she say?
Oh, jeez, Mabel, you're slurring your grammar again.
Oh, geez, Mabel, you're saying slurs again.
Oh, no!
Mabel, you didn't. He pulled his hat down, wanting to become invisible now. Maybe that was why there were so few people on the bus, and most of them far back. They
What'd she
hadn't wanted to
do?
be near his psycho sister. I don't know, she apparently spotted a seafood restaurant or something. Oh, I get it. Apparently she was hopping around the bus.
Oh, I got that. It's just
So,
the
who said
freaking-
I stayed on only one side?
Hmm.
She's a little miscreant and she didn't learn a thing from her adventures.
No. Never.
Maybe I did, she said, looking back out the window, and maybe I didn't. What difference does it make? People could have been watching you. So if they were someone we knew, or the new school principal... You're always so negative, she complained, looking over her shoulder at him. Also, why do you care? Because, Dipper responded, moving his hat up and glaring at her. I care what people think about me. Like that's gonna matter, she scoffed, looking back at the window. Hey, I think I see Crystal Cove. Let me know when the bus stops, Dipper replied, pulling his hat back down and wishing, not for the first time, that his sister could act normal.
It's a pretty typical interaction.
I mean...
That's normal.
what harm was there in acting normal? Whoa. Dipper, you have to look at this, Mabel said suddenly, grabbing his arm. He shrugged it off. Dipper, come on, look! Are we at the bus station yet? No, Mabel stated, looking back at him. But you have to look at this. It's really, really weird.
Oh boy.
Weirder than Gravity Falls? It's Ahmed Mo.
Oh no!
It's really, really weird, dude.
Gravity. Oh god, summoning Grunkle Stan. Summoning Bill Cipher.
Calling Bill Cipher at 3 a.m.
Just has like a piece of cheese he cut into a triangle and stuck to a tree.
Got a giant cheese wheel from like a fucking local fucking place, and then he just cut like 2 wedges off of it.
It's one slice of Kraft American,
Oh god.
even though he lives in Canada. Let's see. Weirder than Gravity Falls? He asked, pushing up the brim of his hat with one finger. Mabel's hazel brown eyes stared at him. He could tell the moment their eyes met that this was way weirder, or as weird as what they'd experienced back in Oregon. Look, she pointed out the window. Sitting up, Dipper scooted over to look out the window with her. There, the arch that was over the home, it said, Crystal Cove, the sunniest place on earth. The Golden Arches.
Oh my god.
They got a McDonald's. What? He said, looking back at Mabel. He couldn't believe this. This couldn't be happening. The sign that stood over Crystal Cove had changed. It had what, when they'd left, read, Crystal Cove, the most hauntedest place on earth. But now it read, Crystal Cove, the most sunniest place on earth.
Why would he call his home so boring if it was the most hauntedest place on earth?
Nobody knows.
Hauntedest.
Now that's the greatest mystery of them all.
Indeed.
Dipper doesn't like that his town is trying to rebrand.
He just started liking weird.
He said, Mabel, they're gentrifying our town.
Mabel! Chapter 2, The New Crystal Cove.
I fucking hate change, Mabel.
I hate McDonald's, Mabel.
Purchase me some chicken nuggets.
Scooby, Shaggy, Velma, Daphne, and Fred were all sitting in the back of the
Okay.
Mystery Machine,
Hell yeah.
or what this reality's version of the Mystery Machine were. They're all sitting in the back,
We're finally back to form, a Shaggy story.
contemplating what they were going to do. All 5 of them were worried about what tomorrow might bring. Heck, they were worried about what the next 5 minutes might bring.
You better not get my order wrong, man. I will complain.
I still can't believe this, Shaggy said for the umpteenth time. Like, we're in a whole new Crystal Cove. It's like we never even belonged here. Tell me about it, Daphne, who was wrapped in Fred's embrace, said. My parents are strangely supportive of Fred and I getting married. No offense, Fred. Don't worry, Daph, Fred said, giving her a hug. They stopped the conversation to have a hug, and then they let go and continue.
It's true. I don't have a job.
Even
But
I'm hunting ghosts.
You nailed his gumption perfectly.
Who would win in a fight, Fred or Chris Bores?
Let's see, Chris Bores has Ronnie the Skeleton to back him up.
Fred has a giant Great Dane.
Fred has no... I don't know. He's
Fred
no
has never
personality.
lost.
Fred could trap him, maybe.
That's true. Chris Bores would never see it coming. He'd go, "What the fuck is this piece of shit?"
What the Christ? What am I in here for? Oh, jeez, are you okay?
Fred would have so
Ronnie,
much
get me
time
out
to
of
build a
here.
trap outside of his room.
Ronnie, you motherfucker, did you put me down here? No, I don't know what happened.
I want to see Chris Bores and Ronnie the Skeleton running with the Scooby-Doo sound effect. That would look really cool.
I would.
Chris Bores with a really smooth walk cycle. Let's see. I'm as confused as you are. My real parents are supportive too, and they don't like traps.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Yeah, Scooby agreed on all three of them. Then he looked at Velma. What do you think, Velma? He asked. I don't like that he's fully talking to them. They're not supposed to communicate with Scooby. He's supposed to be the funny one-liner guy.
Scooby, shut up. You're not supposed to ask questions.
They slap him on the nose.
Like
I was a little too sentient for you, dog.
Like you, stop having a character right now, man. You're stealing my thunder.
I'm sick of you having a character arc. Dogs aren't supposed to talk. They're supposed to listen. You never listen to me.
Scooby's like, now you pull the dogs aren't supposed to talk card.
Remember, he's the pull the dogs aren't supposed to rock card.
Christ.
That's pretty fascist of you, Raggy.
Let's see. Well, Velma started, pausing a moment to take a breath, realizing the dog is talking to her. She stopped when something beyond the van caught her eye. Blinking, she made her way past the van and towards something else. Like, wait, Velma, Shaggy said, pushing off the back of the van door to follow her. Oh, like pushing. I thought he literally pushed it off the van.
hinges?
Yeah. Where are you going?
That tears it.
I'm sick of sitting in this hot box with this dog and this married couple
This box that I made hot.
with my drugs. That's right, world. I've got 'em all.
Oh,
All drugs.
Jesus Christ.
To investigate something, she said over her shoulder. Sighing. Oh, Shaggy followed. By now, he was used to this sort of treatment. After all, as Velma and everyone else liked to say, he picked his dog over her. Apparently, she still held a grudge.
Oh, that's true. Oh, this is Mysteries Incorporated universe.
Imagine how...
Another show I'm meaning to watch.
Imagine if Scooby-Doo never got famous and these names weren't commonplace. I can't believe they would just name this guy Shaggy.
His name is Norville.
Yeah, it's just his nickname.
Okay, well.
Norville Rogers.
Still, having a character just called Shaggy is really funny.
It is. He's Shaggy.
I imagine he just had to get used to it because it wouldn't stop.
It's like naming a character Stinky.
Yeah.
That's his real name.
I can't imagine a show doing that. Hey, Arnold.
What is it, Stinky?
Wanna see me be belligerent to women?
No, I really don't like when you do that. Please
Too
don't.
late!
Here's glass shatter.
George, make a glass shattering sound effect with your mouth.
That's pretty good.
I looked real good on the waveform. Following dutifully behind Velma, Shaggy turned his gaze past her, and what he saw did surprise him. It was a bus stop, and not one for tourist buses, but one for regular bus stops. And standing there was a pair of twins that looked thoroughly confused. Inside of him, Shaggy hoped that they might be in the same boat as the rest of the gang. And then, of course, he felt guilty for hoping that. Why should he wish something else had experienced the same thing he had? Simple answer, it meant they weren't alone.
What did they experience?
I don't know. I think there's some Mandela effect where they're in not the right world, which is why it's no longer the most hauntedest place on Earth.
Oh shit, this might be Endgame, fucking Mystery Incorporated. I ain't kidding, the ending's crazy.
Let's see. Dipper and Mabel stepped off the bus with unease. This was not the town they'd left behind. Quite the contrary. It looked sunnier, happier, and creepier than it had before. When they'd left, there were posters for the Monster Emporium, vampire-themed restaurants, and statues and plaques all around that boasted of the paranormal activity in the area. But now... Wow! Mabel exclaimed, hopping off the bottom step of the bus. It's all sunshine and rainbows now! Yeah, Dipper said, still very confused. It's creepy. I take it you two have never been to Crystal Cove before, the bus driver said. The driver was a fit young woman with a large smile on her face.
Oh, sweet. It's
She seemed almost too happy.
It's, what's her name? The friggin'... from the Venture Bros.
Dr. Girlfriend.
Yeah.
That's a hilarious character.
I love Dr. Girlfriend.
Actually, Mabel started to say, but Dipper's hand put a stop to her explanation. We visit our family every once in a while, Dipper finished, plastering a fake smile on his face. Then, pushing his sister along with a hand that wasn't on her mouth, they made their way away from the bus. Once they were out of earshot, Dipper let go of his sister's face. His hand was wet and had imprints of her braces on the skin.
Ew.
He grimaced and wiped the spittle on his jeans.
Ew.
Dipper! Why'd you lie to her? Maple said, wiping her own mouth with her sweater.
Mabel, you're gonna give me an infection.
When's the last time you washed your hands? Besides, it's not like the town's changed that much. Mabel, Dipper stated, turning back to his sister. Obviously, she didn't see the importance of this change. He took her by the shoulders and forced her to look him in the eyes. Things have changed. The signs changed, the people here have changed, even the stores have changed. What are you talking about? Mabel asked, putting her hands on her hips. Sure, maybe the signs changed, but that doesn't mean... She stopped talking when Dipper turned her around to look at the Monster Emporium. Only, it wasn't a Monster Emporium anymore. It was an abandoned building with a nearly empty parking lot. The only vehicle there was a plain white van which just sat there. Slowly, she turned back to look at Dipper, utter disbelief on her face. He gave her a look that said, "See, I told you."
Not the Monster Emporium.
Oh no.
You see why I stopped you? Dipper asked, hefting his backpack on his shoulders a little more. Mabel just nodded, and then looking back at the parking lot, she blinked and pointed. There's someone coming over here. Mabel's voice sounded distant, as if she was in a dream, or like the time she had eaten too much of that candy in the haunted gas station convenience store. Do we know them? They look familiar. I don't know, Dipper said, sighing. Something was going on, and he didn't know what that might be. Glancing the way his sister was pointing, he saw a girl walking toward them. She was wearing an orange turtleneck with a pleated red skirt with cropped short hair and square black framed glasses. Following after her was a lanky dude with shaggy hair, a pair of baggy slacks, and an equally as baggy t-shirt.
Following them was a Yankee Doodle.
He came to town. It looks like a lover's spat or something. I want to say hi, Mabel said, but before Dipper could protest or stop her, she was jogging over to them. Hi, I'm Mabel, she shouted as she ran. Sighing, Dipper rolled his eyes, tightened his hat, and ran after her. As he did, he noticed that there was a dog coming up with behind the scrawny guy.
Scooby's huge compared to them. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he'd definitely be giant.
It was the same dog from his dream earlier. Weird, Dipper thought as he approached, a little more slowly this time. It was best to be safe rather than sorry, after all. Hi, Velma said, surprised at the little girl's enthusiasm. I'm Velma, and... Hi, Velma, Mabel said, coming up to the tip of Velma's shoes. She held out her sweater to Velma's. Ooh, I see you're a sweater girl, too. Dipper always says I'm crazy to wear sweaters in the summertime, but now I can show him I'm not the only one.
The new Gravity Falls episode. Mabel comes to Florida. Dipper!
It's so hot here, Dipper.
I'm sweating, but my sweat's not evaporating for me to cool off. I'm dying.
Like, sorry to interrupt, but do we know you?
Shaggy immediately becomes skeptical of these two miscreants.
Takes control of the conversation that he didn't start.
He has to. He has to prove himself to Velma. Shaggy asked, brushing his dusty blonde hair out of his face.
Brushing the dust off his body.
The cobwebs.
Out of his brain.
Mabel turned to him and smiled. Gosh, he's cute, she thought. I don't know, Mabel responded with a shrug. Things seem to have changed since Dipper and I last came here. I mean, the sign's all messed up and the Monster Emporium's gone and... Wait a minute, Velma said, leaning down a little to meet Mabel's eyes. Did you say Monster Emporium? Yeah, why? Mabel asked, now seeming a little less enthusiastic. She took a few steps back from Velma, with Dipper coming to her side at that exact moment.
This better not be a combination plot of the second Scooby-Doo movie.
No one remembers what that movie is.
I remember we watched it like 3 times in a row at like last year's Halloween party.
I wasn't there.
Oh god. Oh no,
That's for the best.
We watched it once, never mind. I watched it at my dad's beforehand, that's what happened.
No,
Okay, I watched it multiple times on Halloween.
You sure you didn't force that punishment on others?
No, they were on Netflix and they saw it put on.
I like the CGI Mudman.
Oh yeah, the friggin' the oil dude.
Let's see. He looked at the other two with a little more than skepticism. Hi, Dipper said, nodding to both of them. Scooby came up behind Shaggy, his head cocked to the side. I don't know what my sister told you, but I think we must be in the wrong town. I don't know about that, Velma said, standing up. Dipper grabbed his sister's arm then. This was not looking good. Actually, it was getting kind of scary. There was a dog from his dream, a lonely white van sitting in an empty parking lot, and from what he'd heard from their conversation, the lady didn't seem to believe Mabel.
I feel like Mystery Incorporated would look a lot less legit if their van wasn't painted.
This really is friggin' Mysteries Endgame, holy shit.
Cut it out!
I'm sorry, I'm just surprised of all the timelines to put in here. Like, Mysteries like, normally friggin' Scooby-Doo has, like, no continuity to it, so I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm. Well, I thought Mystery Incorporated had, like, an overarching thing.
It does, I'm just saying. Just like, It's foreign to like the normal formula we see in like these fan fictions of Scooby-Doo.
True. Let's see. Come on, Mabel, Dipper said quietly, pulling Sister slowly away from them. I think we'd better be going home. Hold on a minute, Velma said, hastily grabbing a piece of paper and pen out of her pocket and scribbling something on it. She managed to hand it to Mabel just before Dipper dashed away at full speed with his sister in tow. Shaggy watched them go. Hates to see him leave, but loves to watch him go. With both his eyebrows raised. Scooby still had his head cocked as he watched the two of them go. The way that boy had looked at him, it was like he'd recognized him. But of course, Scoob didn't remember seeing or smelling him before.
Of course, Scoob's memory was not very good.
Scoob doesn't have object permanence.
Scoob's nose is so used to only one specific smell in the back of the van, he can't recognize anyone else.
Scoob's eyes are pink and tearing up.
Scoob's nose is so blunted.
Scoob's seeing things.
Well, that was weird.
Scooby said, sitting down beside his best friend in the whole world. Shaggy nodded absent-mindedly. You can say that again, Scoob, Shaggy agreed.
Why are Velma and Shaggy so stunned that they came there?
I don't know.
They were both like, whoa, I can't believe it, it's so weird, and it's just them getting off a bus.
They said, their art direction looks different than ours. Let's go talk to them.
They're so short.
Their eyes are so big.
Their head is so large.
Why they got a bean face? They look the same.
They look like all the other animations from this time.
I hate this modern era of cartoons. Everybody looks the same. Not like our era, eh, Scoob, buddy?
Say you hate Cal Art, Scooby.
Then every fucking Hanna-Barbera character goes across the screen.
Would you hate Cal Arts for a Scooby snack? How about 2 Scooby snacks?
Yeah, fuck 'em.
Hell yeah.
Let's go, old buddy. Let's go watch Jabberjaw. That shark always makes me laugh. I'd love to smoke a bowl with him.
He's only got 3 frames. What more do you need?
He's only got 3 episodes.
3 frames!
He just has a little rotation on his tail. Back and forth.
Oh my god.
Let's see. You can say that again, Scoob. Shaggy agreed. Velma glanced over. He glanced over at Velma. She was tapping her chin with her finger, a surefire sign that a plan was brewing. Got something on your mind, Velm? Yes, actually, Velma said, going around to the back of the van. Fred was putting a disc inside the video player, but Velma stopped him. Fred, I don't think we're the only ones who know something's happened here in Crystal Cove. What do you mean? Fred asked, taking the disc back.
Fred, don't watch movies while you drive. Please.
It's one of his secret discs. He thought he and Daphne were finally alone. He's gonna play Boys to Men.
Gee, your Rouge de Bet looks hot in her rider's outfit, huh, Daph?
Daphne, let me show you my favorite episode of Sonic X.
Daphne, let me boot up the old Xbox. I want to play Sonic Riders. The story mode's actually pretty cool. You heard about the Babylon Riders?
The Babylon Riders.
Fred, every week you put this game in and say it's actually pretty cool, but I'm sick of playing it.
If you would just let me save my data, you keep pulling the plug.
Daphne, we're not stopping until you beat me in the Grand Prix.
Daphne, you have to beat the game in one sitting or it doesn't count.
I don't care that I unlocked the shoes that don't run on fuel and don't let you use the same one.
Well, until you let me buy a 360, I can't play Zero Gravity now, can I?
Until you let your dad buy me a 360.
He really wants to, too. He keeps talking to me about how cool that game is.
Or he would if you would ask him.
I refuse. I refuse to play the Wii version of the motion controls, Daphne.
I don't care if we already have a Wii. The Wii sucks, Daphne.
Would you play Free Riders? I'm not setting up a bullshit Connect into my mystery wagon, Daphne. There's not enough space in here, and it doesn't even work.
We've had...
Get the fuck out of here with your Connectimals. Connect Star Wars. Do the Han Solo. I'm Han Solo.
Daphne, this is the one day a week I can pry my Xbox from the Shaggy with listening to a fucking loop of his fucking ripped CDs on the main menu.
Daphne, Connectimals is not free. It's included in the cost of the Connect. That's why it's so expensive.
I thought Shaggy was totally ignorant, but he somehow got the Xbox modded, and he won't stop playing doujinshis. He somehow got Super Nintendo files on.
Holy fuck.
That's a thing. We have an old modded Xbox at my work, and there's like hentai doujinshis in the Super Nintendo ROMs.
Whoa, holy shit.
It's very funny. Anyway. What do you mean? Fred asked, taking the disc back. He put it in a compartment in his van. They were a nice pair of kids who I didn't recognize, Velma said, climbing into the back of the van. She looked back at Fred and Daphne expectantly. Come on, you guys, get in. Okay, Daphne said, slipping off of Fred's lap and heading towards the passenger seat up front.
Why is Daphne fucking him so hard?
God damn.
That's what she does. It's her character.
While he's driving.
While he's lecturing her on the Connect.
Blocking his view of the fucking road.
He's getting
spitting in her ear.
He's getting roadhead while talking about the Xbox 360 and how cool it would be to have one.
Spitting in her ear.
Freaking Velma walks in and he's got her on his lap. He's putting the CD in and Velma just completely ignores it and starts talking to him about a mystery.
Come here,
Daphne, we don't have enough money for a gamer PC, but Left 4 Dead came out on 360. It's fine. We'll get a 360. Your dad'll buy us a 360. It'll be his wedding present. So say I.
His wedding present to both of us. To me.
Left 4 Dead 2 doesn't exist, Daphne.
I didn't like the changes they did in Left 4 Dead 2. I like the maps in the first game better.
I can't stand Abby, Daph.
We're gonna get the orange box. We're gonna get Left 4 Dead. We're gonna get Dead Rising. Let's see, but I expect a detailed explanation later, Velma. Okay, fine, Velma said, pushing Fred out of the van and gesturing for Shaggy and Scooby to get in. Just get in already! I hate that she had to push them out of the van so they could get in the front seats.
Yeah.
Where to? Fred asked, slipping into the driver's seat. He slipped the key into the ignition and turned it with ease.
Stop.
Stop slipping. The van still ran like it used to, and it didn't sound any different. To Shaggy's place, pronto, Velma stated, sitting back and folding her arms. If she was right about this. Like, I don't know if my parents would be. Shaggy started to say, but Velma interrupted him with a look. Never mind. Like, I'm sure they'd understand if I had you all over.
Man,
right now, during the middle of the night.
They're not even together and she has that boy whipped whole as shit.
That was the last word said as Fred drove the van towards Shaggy's house.
That was the last word Shaggy ever said.
He was whipped into oblivion. Thank goodness they all still had the same houses. Who knew what life they would be like if they had lived in a different house? Thanks for reading. I'm trying to write this so it fits in with both the Mystery Incorporated storyline and the Gravity Falls one. But I am only an amateur writer, so if I do have loopholes, please forgive me. Also, I'm sorry it took so long to get Chapter 2 posted, and I promise Chapter 3 won't take as long to post. Probably. Till next chapter.
Is that the end?
That's the end.
I give that
Dork.
one giant Great Dane paw in Dipper's mouth, hushing him. Out of 10.
I give that one Curse of the Werewolf Shaggy out of 10.
I give that one Hans Zimmer Cool Running CD that Shaggy, or that Fred puts in the CD drive every time.
One giant modded Xbox.
Shaped like a van.
Now that's a mod I'd like. A Mystery Machine Xbox.
And an Xbox Mystery Machine.
Glowing underneath the wheels, green.
Using the worst sized of the Xbox controllers. The bulkiest he can find.
The Duke.
Yeah, the Duke.
Fred drives the car with the Duke. That was very funny.
That was. He has the gas and the brake rigged to the black and white buttons.
The most useless buttons. Good old black and white.
I remember when I was a kid, like, pressing the hell out of those in every game, and they did nothing. I was like, what is this? Why are these here?
What is the point of black button, white button?
It's like the touchpad on the PS4 controller.
Fair.
Some games have use of it.
Yeah,
They
like,
push the button down, but they don't usually use like the swiping thing they used. Like the first
That's
couple
true.
games that came out used.
yeah, I was about to
I
say,
mean-
it's more of a button than like a touchpad at this point.
Yeah, I mean that's for the best. A game like
Mhm.
you don't really need gimmicks with your normal game controller, so
And it is really small, so like anything that you do use it for, I can imagine would be pretty limited.
yeah, like Binding of Isaac, you could look around the map with that.
Yeah.
That was a cool little feature, and that's kind of the best you can get out of something as limited as that. I do like how it has a microphone in it, and characters can yell at you through it.
True.
At the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, there's like a scene where it's like a scripted death sequence where you know how like when you die you have like Sora's heart's coming out of him. Then you hear Goofy shouting out of your controller, Sora! And it's all bit crushed.
It's like the Wii remote. Hell
Mhm,
yeah.
exactly.
I remember playing that at like 3 in the morning, and it was so disturbing. They're so tired, and they're like, we're almost done, and then boom, Sora!
I remember when we were playing like Dragon Ball Xenoverse, and like Trunks would talk to you through, like through the time device, through the speaker in the PS4 controller.
That was so funny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
So yeah, I like stuff like that, but that's about as far as you can go with like gimmicks like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to play the Wii Silent Hill game so you can hear the phone calls coming through the Wii remote.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
That'd be
It's
fun.
cool.
Yeah, totally.
I want to play the Gregory Horror Show game on PS2.
Oh, we gotta like watch the show and whatnot too.
Oh
You,
yeah,
you keep talking about that, but I don't know what it is.
we'll watch some. It's like a cult classic Japanese animation that won a bunch of awards.
Imagine, you know, I think the way put Luigi's Mansion 3 is like perfect because it all takes place in a hotel.
Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, that's a pretty good way of putting it. Imagine Luigi's Mansion 3, except instead of like catching ghosts, you're like meeting the people, and like it's the show, I mean, is like a psychological kind of deal. It's super dark. I don't know how the game is though.
Yeah, I feel like we'd only appreciate the game if we watched some of the show anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna read a story.
Alright, sorry.
So I found this story. I was really interested because there's a ton of comments and they're all really positive. They read, "Please make another chapter. I want another chapter,
Well, that's a good
please.
sign.
It is really good. Please keep writing. I like it. I love it. Cool story. Hope you update soon. Here's another idea for your next chapter. Quit this story and redo it.
Damn.
I can't wait for chapter 2. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so there's some more, but they'd be spoilers, so I'm not going to read them.
I swear, if there's nothing but run-on sentences in here.
I believe it.
Her is spelled H-I-R.
Okay. It opens with... Chris McLain stood in front of the gates of Total Drama Action set with his
Yeah.
famous cheesy
Total
grin on his
drama
face.
Action. No.
Hell yeah.
Chris then began to speak. Welcome, everyone, to our little spin-off we like to call Drama in Gravity Falls. Where is Gravity Falls, you ask?
It's not really Total Drama Action.
Well, you're about to find out. But first, I have a little company. let's meet our players this season.
We have a little company.
The entire story as we describe all the characters, the rest of the story.
Yeah, what do you expect when you read these? These total drama, they're always the same. Chris McLain intros the show and intros characters, and that's it.
You can introduce the characters, but the minute some redundancy starts happening, you better skip that shit.
Okay.
Or I'm ending the show, damn it.
I'm sure it'll be very brief. But first, I have a little company. Let's meet our players this season. Out of nowhere, a bus comes driving towards the... I'm reading his voice, though. Out of nowhere, a bus comes driving towards the host at lightning speed.
Narrating everything he sees like fucking Newman.
That's for the best.
Say hello to our camper, Noah, Chris said loudly. Noah then slightly backs away from Chris. It's a pleasure to be here, Noah said in his well-known sarcastic voice. It's a pleasure to be here. Please tell me we're not going back to the film again. Chris then let out a girlish laugh. Nope, this is just our meeting point, where we'll meet the other contestants. Noah then let out a loud sigh and set on his luggage bags. Another bus could be seen in the horizon. It came straight towards Chris and Noah. I don't think it's gonna stop, Noah yelled. Then they both leaped out of the way. The bus screeched at a stop, leaving skid marks burnt on the road. The bus doors opened. You nearly killed me! You're not gonna be hearing the end of this, screamed out a naggy voice. Oh wait, that was Courtney. Say hello to, Courtney, Chris said. That's right, I'm back, Courtney said to the camera, and I can't wait to kick everyone's butt on this show and claim what is mine.
Let's go, Courtney.
Oh shit.
She's a CFO or whatever.
Yeah.
Chief Financial Officer.
Yeah, that was her shtick.
Geez, Court, give it a rest, Noah said in a smart tone of voice.
Which one's Noah?
Look it up.
Alright.
Okay. Hey Google, what's
Keep going.
Okay. I also don't know.
That's fine. I think he's... Oh, yeah, he's that one.
The fucking tall-headed dude.
God, who likes Noah? Who would even write him in the story?
That's a good point. I hate him.
He got voted off episode 3.
Good.
As he should have been.
Save the drama for later, Courtney, said Chris smartly.
Smartly.
Yeah.
Where's his body?
I don't know. I think someone just photoshopped it. It's disgusting.
He's fucking.
Okay, there's only one more contestant.
Wow.
Wow. Holy shit.
Oh, wait. I think I skipped some. There's 2 more contestants.
How long have we been doing this?
I was trying to figure out if it was going to keep going on forever, so I scrolled down a little bit. It does not.
I understand.
Shortly afterwards, a blonde-headed person is seen riding her bike with her head held down. She wore a green sweater and a black shirt. It was Dawn. She then hopped off her bike. Hello, how is everybody? Dawn said gracefully. Bored, Noah said. Angry, Courtney said.
Noah, Courtney, and Dawn.
Good.
All your favorites.
Dawn from Pokemon. The Sinnoh region.
Dawn from Stupid Mario Brothers.
Happy that there's only one for contestants to go until we can start to kick this off, Chris said.
There's only 4 contestants to go.
Only 14 more. One more contestant? Who
only the rest of the entire Gravity Falls show to go.
I'm just gonna make Dawn a girly girl because I can't bother to do another average girl voice.
Stalking.
Happy that there's only one contestant. One more contestant. Could it be? I guess we'll find out, said Chris. Dawn.
He's so taken aback.
Chris is just mocking her.
I guess we'll find out.
Dawn turned around to see the last bus. When did it get there? Dawn gasped. The magic of television, Chris added.
Chris McLain is the perfect cartoon character.
He is great.
Oh my gosh, hi guys, it's so great to be here again, said the last contestant. Oh my gosh, why did you bring her back? Courtney yelled. Oddly enough, she was one of the most popular contestants in the second season. That was Chris. Oddly enough, she was one of the most popular contestants in the second season, Chris replied. The last contestant was Beth. Hello, There's no. It says who said the line after the line is done every single time, so I don't know who's gonna say it.
That's shitty.
That's how books are written.
No, I can understand, like, if it just keeps doing the dialogue.
But what am I supposed to do? I can't read ahead every two sentences.
Yeah, I understand. That's annoying.
Come on, bro. You've been doing this for 65 episodes.
Hello, contestants. For the next few months, you will be spending your entire summer staying at the infamous town, which is Gravity Falls.
Just make everyone Chris McLain.
Wait,
Yeah, that'll
who was
work.
it? Did they say it was Beth?
It was Beth.
Beth. That was the nerdy girl.
Yeah.
That was with Lindsay and Heather.
Yeah. Oh, she has the lisp.
Yeah, so you better recognize. You better hold your bottom lip shut.
You better talk through your teeth.
Okay. It is said that there have been sightings of strange, weird, mythical creatures, and I want you to find me proof that they do indeed exist. Says all cryptid hunting.
This is just a new fucking History Channel show he's made.
I want you to create new history.
He's trying to get them to work for him and then take the credit when they actually find a cryptid.
Yeah. A broken down RV then scrapes to the screen. Everybody hop in, Chris said. Everyone picked up their belongings and took a seat in the flashy looking vehicle.
Why does Noah have a harem?
Right?
Dawn looked around with a worried look on her face. She didn't really know the other contestants, due to her being the only second-generation contestant. She then built up her courage and sat next to Beth.
Like fucking Gen 2 gold and silver.
Hi there, Dawn said quietly.
Come on.
It's like 3 sentences until it tells me who talked next. Sorry.
Bring out the list. Use context clues.
Hello.
She said hi.
It's so awesome to meet you.
She's not gargling.
Think you totally won, Beth replied.
That's better.
Wow, thanks, Dawn said with an excited tone. Chris then began to open this mouth, Chris then began to open this mouth, them spoke. Now, the
This
reason
is so good. I hope you come up with another episode. I want another chapter.
Remake this.
Yeah. Now, the reason you're all here is to win. But how do you win, you ask? Well, Gravity Falls is a mysterious town. It is said that there are a lot of cryptic stuff here. Like? Courtney said with a sassy attitude. Stuff like Bigfoot, elves, werewolves, vampires, zombies, gnomes, stuff like that? Chris replied. Chris didn't reply. What if we catch said creatures?
Chris was gonna reply, but then he didn't.
Chris held his finger up but then didn't say anything.
Chris, what if we catch said creatures? Noah said, adding into the conversation. $500,000, said Chris.
Oh, shit.
What? Come on, I demand more, Courtney yelled.
$500,000?
Jeez, Courtney. Do you ever get tired of hearing your own voice? Chris replied.
Damn. Chris is gonna vote her off the island.
Get her.
Will there be any eliminations? Noah asked. Sadly, no. The game will if you find a mythical creature. B, the summer is over, Chris said.
What? Chris McLain has done so many Total Drama seasons, his brain is rotten.
Chris is losing his fucking...
He just keeps trying to come up with ideas, and he saw Finding Bigfoot on Animal Planet. He's like, that's perfect! Where's Chef? I need to run this by him.
Why is there only 4 of us? Beth asked. Good question, Beth. Your other fellow contestants will be appearing throughout this season with cameo appearances.
Because, Beth, do you know how much fucking time it'll take to introduce 20 characters? Come on!
And they will help you hunt the creatures in Gravity Falls.
Beth hurt
Beth is... They will hurt you. They're coming. Oh my God. It will be good. Chris McLain. One of you should grow your hair out and be Chris McLain for Halloween.
It'd be so hard. We both just shaved our head.
Fuck you.
It's a race to see who grows it back.
Use Rogaine.
Oh my god.
Lather our heads in Rogaine. Hope we just grow quicker.
Have a Rogaine race. It'll be cool.
Put it on, wear a shower cap, and just leave it on for fucking 4 weeks.
It'd make a great YouTube video. We both shave our heads and then slather on Rogaine for 4 weeks and see who can grow their hair the fastest.
Steven, you can use your lazy boy to put a little your camera in there, and you can just keep it on your head so you can watch it, and then you can time lapse to watch your hair grow out.
Commandeer the bathroom.
That'd be the worst.
It's time lapse so fast, and you slowly see the hair starting to grow.
Your gamer camera on top of your computer just pointed at the top of your head.
That'd be a cool video.
That'd be funny.
The Great Rogaine Race of 2020.
That would be actually
Sponsored
hilarious.
by Rogaine.
That
Get
would
started. Go buy some Rogaine.
It's probably expensive. It's fake.
No,
They only get one purchase out of you.
It's not fake. The guy
Sponsored by Rogaine.
The
Not
guy-
fake.
The guy from Get Fuzzy used it.
Oh no, Elias, I bought Nair by accident. My scalp just melted off.
My scalp hurts.
I use Nair on my legs sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
That's effective.
So he said that they'll appear in cameo appearances. And then Noah said,
Or something like that.
"Wait, so they have a shot at winning money too?" Noah replied. "Yes, that is correct," Chris said. Why do they get a chance if there's cameos?"
Anything goes in Chris McLain's wacky world.
"But don't worry," Chris continued. "The other contestants won't be appearing in every episode." Everyone sighs with relief. Chris looks out the window. "Looks like we're here." Ugh, finally. I can feel Noah breathing down... Yeah, that's fine. "I can feel Noah breathing down my neck on the ride here," Courtney said with her naggy tone.
Noah's so fucking horny.
I was sitting 4 rows behind you," Noah replied. "Well then, what was it?" Courtney said angrily.
Noah's fucking head is like a billow, and when he fucking breathes out, it deflates.
Noah's neck is stretched 3 chairs long.
Whoa, Donna's beautiful. I don't remember her at all, though.
Damn, she is gorgeous.
She's like a hippie or something. She's a mysterious nature lover. It's appropriate.
You want to write a self-insert with you and Dawn?
Yeah, it's actually later in this story. Hold on.
That'd be cool for our Halloween episode.
Fuck yeah.
Just, that'd be so obscure.
I did a fucking My Life Me self-insert.
He's
It
right.
was great.
It was.
I killed off the competition.
Damn Drops put Bill Cosby in jail. That was pretty cool.
So Courtney said, "Whoa, what was it?" And then, sorry to interrupt, but what is that strange looking hut for?" Dawn asked quietly. "That's the Mystery Shack. I asked the person who owned it if we should stay there when we film," Chris said.
We should.
Suddenly, 2 kids came running out the door, bursting with excitement. "Oh my gosh, you're that Chris McLain guy from Total Drama. I love that show," said one of the kids.
Not bad, not bad.
Sorry about that, my sister. She can be a little overexcited sometimes. Anyways, my name's Dipper, and my sister's name is Mabel. We're stoked that you're filming here for our new season," Dipper said with no punctuation.
There's that classic run-on sentence no one loves so much.
"Aw, thanks. But where's the owner of this place? I believe his name is Grunkle Stan," Chris said. "I'm right here."
They call him Grunkle Stan.
Chris also calls him Grunkle Stan.
He's his grunkle.
Chris McLain Pines.
"I'm right here," said an old-looking man. "Name's Grunkle Stan, the owner of the Mystery Shack. I was honored when your producers picked our establishment while you recorded your little reality show. Anyways, I'll show you to your rooms.
Your voice
Mabel,
is actually
Dipper.
on point.
Go grab your luggage for me, will ya?" The contestants and Chris followed Grunkle Stan into the Mystery Shack. The contestants take a look around the place while following the middle-aged man.
There's like 8 people in this tiny shack.
Right.
"This place gives me the creeps," Beth said to Noah. "I wonder if he's ever heard of spring cleaning," Noah replied back.
Grunkle Stan's gonna show them all rock face rock and it's gonna blow their mind.
They both share a laugh together. Grunkle Stan stops at an old wooden door down a long
I
hallway.
thought you were going to say Grunkle Stan stops them immediately. Start to laugh when he just heckles them.
Grunkle Stan stops at rock face rock.
This is
Why
where
do you
all
like
the
rock
girls
face
will be
rock so
sleeping.
much?
It's just such a stupid thing to have at a cryptid museum. Fucking the rock that looks like a face. Rock face rock. The rock that looks like a face. Is it a face that's made of rock? No.
No.
It's a rock.
It looks like a face.
Come on.
So- Goes down a long hallway and points to the door and says, "This is where all the girls will be sleeping," Stan said. He opens up the door to
His
reveal...
room.
He reveals a large room with 2 bunk beds, a few wardrobes, and a mirror.
2 beds.
2 beds for the 3
Two bunk
people.
beds.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just like one bunk bed.
Oh yeah, 2 bunk beds. Dibs on bunk bed with myself, Courtney yelled. The other 2 girls shrugged, walked over to the other bunk bed, and began to unpack their things.
Little does Courtney know Grunkle Stan's got top bunk.
So where will I be staying? Noah asked kindly. Oh, you. I didn't see you there, Grunkle Stan replied. I guess you could have the basement. Perfect, Noah said.
The whole basement.
He then
Isn't
walked...
that top secret? Another basement.
Yeah.
Not the one through the vending machine. This is a different one.
Okay.
The girls are seen unpacking their belongings. So, what do you think Krith will make us do this season? Asked Beth.
What do you think we can't fight Chris against this season? Why do we keep coming back?
Who cares? All I know is that I'm going to win that $500,000, and no one is going to stop me. And no one is stop me, Courtney yelled.
It's a CFO, ladies and gentlemen.
People would like you more, Courtney, if you weren't so negative all the time, Dawn stated. Shut it, nature freak, Courtney screamed. Whoa, guys, take it easy. Beth said. Chris then walks into the room with his famous cheesy grin on his face. Easy, ladies. Save the drama for later.
Chris walks into the ladies' room without knocking.
When you're ready, come join me and Noah for a tasty, delicious breakfast, Chris said. Who's making the food, I wonder?
Chef.
Chef cannot be here.
Grunkle Chef.
Yeah.
Grunkle Chef or Uncle Seuss.
The girls continue to unpack their stuff. The girls then take a seat next to Chris and Noah in the dining room next to the kitchen. So what's for breakfast? Beth asked. I don't know, Chris replied. Hey, old guy, can we get some hospitality up in this shack? Noah yelled. I guess... Oh, Chris just said, I don't know, but hey, old guy was Noah, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, yeah, keep your socks on. It's coming, Grunkle Stan responded. Psst, Mabel, how do the pancakes coming? Stan whispered.
Uh-oh.
They're ready, Dipper said. Mabel was seen playing with the pancakes. What's that, Mr. Pancake? You need more maple syrup? Okay, Mabel shouted.
She's just burning maple syrup in a pan.
Mabel then poured countless amounts of syrup on a stack of pancakes.
Oh.
You need help, Stan said. Stan then walks out of the kitchen with plates of pancakes and serves them to Chris and the contestants.
He'd be so mad. That's a lot of money in syrup.
Enjoy, Stan said. Chris then takes a bite out of them. He then spits them out. Ick! This is terrible. Well, I'm off to my luxury RV outside to get some real food, Chris stated while walking to the exit of the mystery shack. Then the door closes behind him. Beth then had a taste of the pancakes. The contestants then take a bite out of their food. They immediately spit it out and throw up. Oh, I can't stand this. I demand proper eatable food, not this. This is garbage, Courtney screamed. It's just pancakes. How it could be messed up that bad?
Put fucking like nails and shit in there.
Just didn't cook them. Slop. Raw eggs.
Such is life.
They're actual pans.
Courtney storms out of the mystery shack and bangs on the door of Chris's RV. Chris, open up! I know you're in there, Courtney yelled. Chris is not here at the moment. Please leave a message after the beep. Beep. Chef said nervously.
Chef is here.
Holy shit.
You can't have Chris without Chef. Chef's like his familiar.
It's true. The only time they did that, it was horrible.
Chris.
It was an AU. It doesn't count.
Fair enough.
Chris, what do you want? Chris asked. I demand to have the food you're serving in there, Courtney demanded. You know, if you don't want to eat the crappy food the Pine family is making, I could always just replace you with someone else. I heard Lindsay is free this summer.
Whoa.
Chris replied. Fine, but you'll be hearing from my lawyers, Courtney said. Courtney then grabs out her PDA and starts dialing a number. Chef then emerges from the RV and snatches her PDA. He then stomps on it with his big boots.
Holy shit.
She's helpless.
Courtney just stands there shocked.
She's trapped there now.
Yeah.
The other contestants come out of the shack trying to comfort her. It's okay, Courtney. You can borrow my cell phone if you need it, Beth said, trying to make her feel better. Courtney then grabs her cell phone and smashes it within her palm.
What the fuck?
Wow, when you said Ava needed anger management, Noah said with his dull tone of voice. Why do they like that Noah is dull and cool? I hate him so much.
Same.
Yeah, no, Noah is one of the worst characters. Like, aside from, like, the beanie kid that got voted off in the first episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He ain't no B, I'll tell you that much.
Noah quickly dodges her attack when she tries to hit him. Courtney doesn't notice this, and her hand gets stuck into a wooden pole holding up the mystery shack.
Noah is pretty fucking cool, though, isn't he?
He's cool, yeah.
Dodged her attack.
Christ.
He's got fucking ultra instinct.
Chris lets out a laugh. Ha ha ha! So does Noah. Not funny, guys. I think it's stuck, Courtney said with a worried tone in her voice. Courtney then gets her hand unstuck. Huh, that was easy, Courtney said with delight. The roof of the mystery shack began to shake.
Oh,
Then the gift shop sign tilted off the roof and collapsed on Courtney.
Jeez.
Damn.
That's the end of Courtney.
How far are we into the show?
An hour and a half.
And that ends the story. Courtney died.
Noah was cool.
I give that one good hour and a half long History Channel excerpt out of 10.
I give that one found footage camera recording with the total drama characters photoshopped in afterwards.
I give that one canceled or blacklisted episode that involves an actual death. Snuff film Total Drama Island.
Oh no.
Mom and Dad, I'm at the Mystery Shack. I don't know where this is in the U.S. I know it's somewhere in Oregon, but I can't be sure because Chris won't tell me. I want to win $500,000. I just loop that, and I'll make a chorus in post.
Na 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 na. I wanna win, I wanna win, I wanna win $500,000. I wanna win, I wanna win $500,000. It's okay, I can't whistle either.
My lips are so dry.
You haven't had 3 LaCroix.
I got one in here.
Oh.
It's like half plain water, but I was out of water.
You were out of water.
Out of filtered water.
When we're back. Maybe. I don't know. We could have been back the whole time. We didn't really say anything worthwhile other than that. But, yeah.
Alright.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Steven, take us home.
Alright.
Wait, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
What's the worst possible combination of Cheez-Its for one of those Cheez-It Duos boxes?
Are you inspired by the half Cheez-It, half box wine?
What?
Yeah, you can get a thing of like white cheddar Cheez-Its and a box of rosé, and they're like in the same box.
That's crazy.
Yeah, white people are lunatics. They spend so much money on that combo.
That's interesting. What the hell?
I guess you know cheese and wine is a thing.
Yeah,
True.
but
Yeah,
Cheez-Its
they're
and
one-
boxed wine.
Right.
yeah, that's how they're advertising it too. It's like a wine and cheese thing.
I used to live with a freak who would take the bag out of the boxed wine and just leave it in the fridge in a bag.
Oh God.
So it's literally one box, but one has a bag of wine and the other has Cheez-Its in it.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, that combo's pretty funny.
Rosé and white cheddar Cheez-Its.
I mean, I can't think of something that tops that, to be honest.
What
That's
about
fair.
classic Cheez-It and red blend?
That sounds decent.
I just like sour cream and onion or anything else to me would be tough because it's so overpowering.
Sour cream and onion.
I don't know. Like, I feel like sour cream and onion and cheese would go together pretty okay.
What about like sour cream and onion and like the flaming hot Tabasco
Like-
ones?
Cheddar and sour cream's a pretty common flavor.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure. That's a tough one. I'd like try it. I'm not sure.
Oh, and here's the official Cheez-It and house wine pairings.
Oh my
So
god.
if you don't want to spend an absurd amount of money on the combo box when you could get them separately for much, much cheaper, there's white cheddar and rosé, extra cheesy and Pinot Grigio.
What goes good with Moscato?
Nothing.
Aww.
I'm pretty sure they talked about this on the McElroy Bim Bam, so we're stealing their content, but extra toasty plus Sauvignon Blanc, Cheez-It Duos Sharp Cheddar / Parmesan, and Chardonnay.
Fuck you.
Chardonnay.
I don't want to hear this anymore.
Okay.
Original plus original red blend.
My ears are being assaulted by capitalism.
Cheez-It Grooves Zesty Cheddar Ranch plus Malbec.
Zesty cheddar ranch and
Malbec. And
uh,
nothing else. Deep Grooves Dark Flavor. Great for secret summer rendezvous.
And some dry, bitter wine with some like cheesy dust.
Cheddar Jack plus Cabernet Sauvignon.
Flavor Blast, Goldfish
With a Miller Lite.
Yeah. What's that one that Elias was drinking a gallon of?
Shock top.
Yeah, Shock Top
Shock
and Flavor
Top
Blast.
and Flavor Blasted.
You sound like I was
Pizza,
just casually
Cheez-It.
drinking a gallon of that.
You were!
You were! What the fuck?
It was my
dude?
21st birthday. I had to.
I guess
you
I had a
had to drink a gallon of Shock Top and pour half of it down Steven's dad's sink.
It's
Oh
okay.
my God.
Ernest drank as much as me and threw up.
I'm glad I did my gallon of Hug Barrels.
You couldn't get over the fact that you lost the Harry Potter PS1 speed race.
I should have finished my drink.
Yeah, it would have made you more responsive.
It would have made me forget that I lost.
Forget the whole night.
You have been like, hey Steven, so my birthday's tonight, right? What do you mean?
That was last night.
What?
What happened? You lost Harry Potter? No, that can't be right.
I've never. I know that game like the back of my hand.
That doesn't sound like me, Steven.
Tell the story again, but this time don't lie to me.
Yeah, this time tell me I won. That's what I like to hear. That's what Big Boy likes to hear.
Elias, you're right. I guess out of context, that is a pretty funny thing to just bring up. The gallon of Shock
Yeah,
Top.
what was that thing Elias was drinking a gallon of?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Alcohol.
Right. Shitty beer.
It was orange flavored.
Alright.
Had a cool mascot.
I don't even like orange flavored things anymore.
Aw.
That night ruined it for you.
Didn't help.
Mm.
What about those big orange slices you get from the candy store?
I do like those.
That you take one bite and your jaw hurts, and your teeth get a cavity.
Oh, the
from
gummy
impact.
ones. I like those too, but yeah, they are really rich.
I worked very briefly for the company that invented the chocolate orange.
Oh shit. How many did you get?
I don't think they sold them anymore when I worked there, but just a fun fact.
You could have had a whole plantation.
I literally can't imagine why they would stop selling them if that was their claim to fame, but I guess it wasn't actually profitable or something.
I'm pretty sure they still make those.
Oh, yeah, I got
maybe
one
not that
last time.
company or whoever they are, but
Oh, yeah.
I know
I know they exist.
one of my roommates has an affinity for those things, and they buy a lot of them around the holidays.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, same. I got one last year.
Mm.
Well, this past Christmas. I
Yeah,
mean.
I just mean if they invented it, I don't know why they didn't keep with it.
Mm.
Maybe they sold the patent. I don't know.
Maybe your story where you worked for the company that made chocolate oranges is false.
Maybe they lied to me during orientation. They were like, "We're known for Google's good famous chocolates."
Obscure famous chocolate.
Google's famous chocolate.
The chocolate company.
Oh yeah, you did work there. I doubt that's true.
Don't think so.
I don't think so.
They refuse to give you a single cocoa orange seed to grow your own chocolate orange tree.
Yeah, no, they would be a lot more than a locally owned chocolate business if they invented a staple snack.
Apparently, this could also be a lie, but they used to be countrywide and then they downsized at some point.
I see.
I don't know about that. I do know the management there, and I can say they were full of a lot of BS.
That's fair.
Anyway, Steven,
Alright.
read us your chocolate orange story.
I hope there's one in here.
That would be cool.
I'm craving
Really
one
weird.
now.
Go to Easter.
Okay.
Animal Crossing reverse time. Set the clock back.
Go, Gadget, back in time.
Go, Gadget, locate a chocolate orange.
It was a boring day in Goku's restaurant. Normally,
Hold
Goten...
Goku's restaurant.
Chi-Chi made him open a restaurant to bring in the bills.
Now that he farmed all those vegetables,
Now
they don't know what to do with them.
Now that he's salted the earth so that vegetables can never grow there again.
Now Goku is forced to be Guy Fieri.
It was a boring day in Goku's restaurant. Normally, Goten Gohan helping would mean that friends would come over during the shifts, but Goten's at summer camp and Gohan's playing baseball with his friends. There's only one thing to do. Hey, Miss Chi-Chi, check this out, Cindy said as she holds up a patty in each hand. 2 ordinary burger patties, but when expertly tossed with the skill of the champ they become. Cindy throws them on the floor and Mabel slides the patties across the room.
Is that Cindy from fucking Jimmy Neutron? What the fuck's going on?
I think,
There's already a
Oh,
slew
God.
of crossovers.
I'm trying to think.
Is there a Cindy in Gravity Falls?
I'll
I'm-
check.
I know the Asian girl is Candy out of her friends. What's the name of the bigger girl?
Starts with a P, right?
I might. Let's see, that's Candy.
Yeah.
Maybe they spelled candy wrong.
That's
Could be.
It's only one letter off.
Don't see Cindy.
But until then,
Apparently, she's irrelevant to the Google character list. So I don't know.
until otherwise, she's Cindy Vortex from Jimmy Neutron.
Very well. Cindy throws them on the floor and Mabel slides the patties across the room.
Because this is already a SpongeBob joke.
A one-way ticket to pain! Mabel shouts as she slams into the wall by Goku's office.
Goku's off.
Goku just like turns around and is like, "What?"
He's bathing in money.
Goku's window breaks off the wall as he reacts in surprise. He runs out and sees the place in shambles. What the devilfish is going on here? Time is money, and if you kids are wasting time, then you're wasting money. And that's just sick, Goku demanded.
Goku's a hardcore manager now.
All those years of business school.
Those years of wearing monkey suits.
All those years of business school, he says.
As he powers up to Super Saiyan 3.
Businessman level 3.
Pissed off boss level 3.
But we were performing a ritual to attract customers, and the only way the ritual can work is for us to get hurt. Real bad, Mabel then said. What half-wit would tell you to do that? Goku said as Vegeta nervously holds up a magazine over his face.
There's so many people working in this empty restaurant.
I like that Vegeta's in the Squidward position.
It's appropriate.
Yeah.
Vegeta works for Goku.
What's the matter, clown? Beating me wasn't as easy as you thought? Every breath you breathe is an insult to my honor. listen, instead of killing yourselves, I've got something real important for you to do for me. Later, the girls were at Goku's house as Goku was getting things ready. Alright, now, are you kids ready for your super? Goku said, super,
Oh, no.
special, secret assignment? The two of you are to paint the inside of my house, Chi-Chi said happily.
Chi-Chi?
Yeah.
Why is she there?
It's their house, I guess. Alright, Maple exclaims. Are you kidding? Cindy scoffed. It really is her, I think. Chi-Chi then said, sternly raising her voice, but let me give you two a warning. This here paint is absolutely permanent. It will never come off. So if I see even one drop on anything but wall, I'll have your heads cut off and mounted over my fireplace. So, have fun with the job. The two went into the house and were shocked at how much stuff Chi-Chi and Goku have in their house. They suddenly placed the buckets of paint on the ground. Mabel, Cindy asked. Yes, Cindy? These guys sure have a lot of expensive treasures to drip paint on. Do you think we should take this stuff off the walls? No! Mabel scoffs. We're not getting paid to move.
That's true.
We're not getting paid at all, Cindy said. That's what I said. We're not getting paid, and that's that, Mabel snapped. Ugh, Cindy groans, annoyed. We won't move anything then. Good, Mabel said, annoyed. Just don't pay me. Time to set up the tarp, Cindy smiles. Tarp ahoy! Mabel spreads the tarp on the floor, but the camera pans to reveal it's tiny.
I hate these stories that are just like actual rewrites of actual stories.
I'm mad at Cindy as the secondary character.
Yeah, not another Gravity Falls character.
Right. We're gonna need more coverage, Cindy said. Later, the girls got more tarp on the floor, but not the entire floor. Finally, there's enough around the ground.
That's so unfunny without knowing the gag in my brain.
I know, right?
Isn't it that they have a bunch of tiny little tarps all around?
Yeah.
Now that's what I'm talking about.
Let's see here. We should probably open the buckets of paint. It's permanent paint, so it will never come off, Mabel said. If it gets on anything, our heads will get cut off and mounted on the wall. As Cindy takes a screwdriver and tries opening the lid, Mabel shouts, Careful, Cindy! Careful! Careful, Cindy! Careful, Cindy! Careful, Cindy! Careful, Cindy! Cindy was holding the lid as she said, The lid's already off.
It's very easy to imagine her 3D model doing that.
True. The jerky Jimmy Neutron animation with
Yeah.
the fucking motion blur.
Yeah, her hand going into the paint can is just 3 on 3s.
Okay, now it's my turn, Mabel said, taking out a battle axe and hitting the can with it. Nervous, Cindy grabs the can. I should do this one too, Mabel, Cindy said, carefully opening up the lid. The scene happens. That was anticlimactic, Mabel said. Okay, Mabel, let's get our
Does
brushes
it just say
ready.
the scene happens, or did you shorthand it?
I shorthanded it. I got bored.
Getting tired of reading an episode word for word yet?
Yeah.
Where the characters being there don't mean anything.
Yeah, they don't have any creative input to the story.
I'm skipping to the end where
Except now
Goku
they're-
gets back.
Now they're
Where Goku kicks their asses.
well,
Yeah.
it's their head. The only difference is it's their heads on the wall and not their rear ends. I guess because they're little girls, so that's more appropriate.
We'll see.
Instead of cutting their asses off, they're cutting their heads off and putting big cartoony X's over them.
We'll see if the author gets to that point in the story where he's just copy and pasting and remembers it's supposed to be butts.
Goku's approaching the door while Chi-Chi is singing off screen. You're on your own, pal, Cindy said, leaving. Oh, Cindy's reflection
That's
said.
better.
Okay. Cindy.
It would have been funnier if they did change it to make Cindy Vortex Bale.
I know, right? Hurry, Mabel, put the picture back on the wall. I got an idea. The married couple enters the dark house while the lights are off, much to their confusion. We're all done, sir, Cindy said. Everything looks great. Yeah, you don't have to look around. We already did that for you, Mabel mentioned. Chi-Chi turns the light on. The two girls are both smiling nervously. You both look like you've got a dirty secret, Chi-Chi said. Cindy and Mabel looked worried. Ha, I'm kidding. Let's see how you did. Goku looked around. Not bad, girls, not bad. A nice even coat, high gloss, no bubbles. Like he fucking knows what any of that means. Yeah, looks great, Chi-Chi, Cindy said nervously. We'll just be going. Cindy and Mabel were about to leave, but Chi-Chi noticed something. Gadzooks, look what you did! Chi-Chi said, horrified. Cindy and Mabel begged for mercy. We're sorry, please don't cut our heads off. Sorry, you dusted all my knickknacks, Chi-Chi confirmed. That was really nice of you. She knows something else. Jumpin' Jehoshaphat! What's that? Mabel and Cindy begged for mercy again. It was an accident. Don't take our stuff. Chi-Chi looked at the paintings on the bottom of the wall. There were paintings of cars driving on the road. And I suppose the floor molding just painted itself. That's what I call craftsmanship.
Chi-Chi and Goku have no worldly possessions.
No. She noticed something else. Sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln, you messed up my... She runs over to a bunch of dolls. Dollarama!
Is it actually her first dollar? What does she care? Ox King's rich.
It doesn't even say dollar, she just says Dollarama.
That's funny.
That's upsetting.
It's a funny gag. I hope they got paint on the Dragon Ball. Rendering it useless.
Shenron won't take this now.
Gohan, Grandpa Gohan's 4-star ball.
Yeah.
Has a big white splotch on it.
It has a big deep crack in it.
It's rendered useless. They have to get a new Namekian.
Oh no.
They have to kill Dende.
You gotta drop the paint all the way on Dende's forehead.
Abduct a new guardian.
A big white blotch just appeared on Dende's forehead and he's confused.
But then Goku bumped into a stack of paintings on the wall. Ow! That's funny. I don't remember all these paintings on the wall. Where's my photo of my lunch with Thor used to be?
Ah, classic.
The first painting he notices is the painting of Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. In fact, I don't understand what this painting is even doing here. Goku took off the paintings from the wall, saying he didn't remember any of them. Each one of them was a painting of Mark Ruffalo as Hulk, Chris Hemsworth as Thor, Chris Evans as Captain America, Scarlett Johansson as Black Widow, Jeremy Renner as Hawkeye, Sebastian Stan as the Winter Soldier, Chris Pratt as Zoe Saldana.
Who do you think the bottom one's gonna be?
Oh god, I don't know. Dave Bautista, Karen Gillan, and Pom Clementif as the Guardians of the Galaxy. Eliza Olsen as Scarlet Witch. Chadwick Boseman as T'Challa. Paul Rudd as Ant-Man. Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Benedict Cumberbatch. Josh Brolin as Thanos. And finally Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man with his own Infinity Gauntlet.
I hate how Goku exists in the real world with these real human beings.
I can't believe you recognize the entirety of the third phase of Marvel MCU.
Of course, he's a big fan.
As he did this, Cindy and Mabel got nervous. After Goku takes a painting of the MCU savior off, he finds that Cindy is behind the painting. Hi, Goku! Cindy,
3D model Cindy.
Flattened against the painting.
It's shaped into a square.
She's so bulbous. How could she cover anything?
She got a big head.
True. Cindy, what are you doing? Oh, just sticking around. Boo.
Sticking around?
They ruined the joke.
Yeah, they couldn't morph Cindy into a square and hang her to dry.
Get off my wall, kid, Goku ordered. Cindy stretches her body to the floor. Goku's now annoyed as he takes her up the wall and throws her aside. No, Goku, no! Don't look at the trick! Goku saw his family photo on the wall. He glared at the two girls. Did you girls get paint all over my lunch picture? We're so sorry. Cindy and Mabel apologized.
Lunch picture? Lunch?
Lunch. Like eating lunch.
Yeah, not the girl lunch.
I wish it was lunch. I wish lunch was in the story.
That would be cool.
I wish better characters were in the story.
And the characters that mean nothing.
Cindy.
This is a frustrating podcast all of a sudden.
I'm sorry. Goku looked at the... By the way, viewers, this is what happens when you find your friggin' podcast fanfic, like as the podcast is about to happen. Goku looked at the picture, and then did you draw on it with crayon? The photo had a drawing of Goku and the Avengers. Cindy turned to her... What? I thought he'd buy it, Mabel said nervously. Now going Super Saiyan 4, Goku yells, Alright, girls! You know what I've gotta do now!
He attained so much power.
He made Super Saiyan 4 canon for these two.
Yeah, this is a canon story, that's right.
You're gonna cut off our heads, Mabel said nervously. Can I split into two? Cindy asked.
What?
I have no idea.
Bad.
Goku takes the dollar and licks it. The dollar? The paint comes off, then the... I'm done. The end.
No claps. Nobody applaud
clap.
that.
No rating. Bad.
Plagiarism.
Bad.
Plagiarism.
Yuck.
Plagiarism.
Alright. As gravity falls.
I'm running that through fucking
The Scantron.
Not the
The Scantron? I can't believe at school they called the test reader the Scantron or whatever.
That is kind of a stupid name when you think about it. I am the Scantron. No, there was like a website that could like detect your plagiarism. The teachers would always like, who knows if they would actually use it, but say they use it.
That
start with an L or something.
I actually got caught on one of those once.
Steven.
Look, some programming classes, they literally
Turn it in, that was it.
Yeah, there we go. They literally fucking encourage you to Google the answers, okay?
Oh, yeah, no,
This one guy decided he would run my answers through that place and then reprimand me for it, but he didn't do anything.
He said, now, Steven, I'm getting a little tired of you cheating.
Why do your answers mirror that of this website? I was like, because fucking...
It's the right answer, idiot.
Right? It's programming.
How do you know somebody didn't copy my answers, teacher?
Yeah.
That's true. If it was like a writing course, that's one thing, but programming...
I mean, it was a blog site with dates, so, like, I could understand that. But, like, even so, it's programming. There's, like, multiple ways to get the same result.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. That's a little BS. I spent so much of my college years just cheating. I cheated a lot.
It's okay. Unlike the online classes where the tests weren't, like, proctored, I definitely just, like, look up the Quizlet answers and stuff like that.
I was blessed to never have a proctored, like, online exam throughout my entirety of college. We almost had it in my last class of biology with my friend Cody. But because that was this year, so that was right when COVID was taking off and things were getting converted to online classes.
Yeah.
But the day it came where we were going to take the test, but then I was like, oh man, I can't believe I had to study for this and cram so much, even though it would be the same as taking it on campus anyway. But
right.
we got in. I logged in because you have to use one of those like browsers that locks your thing, and like it even has a webcam, so you can't like look around.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's stupid. But as I logged in, I saw like a notification thing, and then the teacher is like, "Stop taking the test. The test has been compromised." And then apparently we learned that, I'm assuming everybody was feigning ignorance, but apparently nobody could figure out how to use the program. So she just nixed it and said, "All right, just take it normally, but Scout's honor."
Incredible.
I had to take a proctored online once for like literature for some reason. They made you use a special browser.
Yeah, that's how they do it. So you can't go to like any other pages.
Yeah, and it like locks in full screen mode, so you can't go into a different browser or something.
Makes sense.
I wonder how that works if you have dual monitors.
Good question. At the time I didn't, so they got lucky.
So you had to
Or a
work.
phone.
Yeah, well, that's when you get like the webcam, then it's like, oh, you can't even like look down.
Yeah. Oh god.
That's horrible to think of. Like, not only that, but just the fact that the teacher would go out of their way to like watch your webcam through the entirety of your test.
That is overkill, to be honest.
Have you guys seen any of those Too Mad Zoom meeting crashes?
No, I don't know what Too Mad is.
He's a YouTuber. He got pretty popular recently.
Is he the guy that did the waifu tier lists? Maybe. Or is that another guy?
He's the white dude, right? The like buff dude.
No. He's a kind of chubby black dude.
Oh, okay.
I think that's Too Mad, who did the waifu tier list with his verse to Future.
I mean, he's probably
And I
done other
saith
stuff.
to you, she is for the streets.
On the street.
Does that sound like him?
Sure.
I couldn't remember the full verse.
We'll look that up soon. Anyways, enjoy your night. If you haven't watched Gravity Falls yet, check it out. You may like it a lot, or you may like it at all.
If you like cartoons, you probably will.
If you like kisscartoon.com, don't worry, it's still up. It hasn't gone down like the other ones.
Thank God.
That's illegal.
Not yet, anyways. What are you going to do? Watch Nickelodeon.com? Your browser buffers so hard that it crashes?
Watch Gravity Falls on Nickelodeon.com.
Yeah,
How'd
whatever.
they get away with that? How'd they get away with this?
I own Disney Plus. I can say this slander.
Alright, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good night.
Have a good night.
One Piece next time.
Woo!
Whoa.
We're on a cruise.
Geno Yuremo Tagiatsume Sayashigoro Sagishi Yukugo Sore, do you wanna be my friend? We are on a cruise. We are.
I was just singing condiments and foods.
You're a fucking bastard is what you are. We are.